Good morning. Today I'll be taking up the exercise of the poem Wind. Question number 1. What challenges are posed by wind in the life of the poet and the common man? According to the poet, wind disrupts our everyday life. Wind and accompanying rain are the forces of nature that are perceived as the tempest forces which create impediments, that is, obstacles in every man's life. Just as our problems, which can arise from nowhere, wind can lift us at any time of our life. It mocks the weak. That means it makes fun of the weak and the frail. For frail people, literally and metaphorically, wind creates barriers. So if you are weak, wind will create more problems. Winds do not let a frail body or a frail mind survive, but on the other hand, you are strong, you have to have power and the will to survive and fight back. The wind can never be a threat for your being. Question number 2. What advice does the poet offer the people? According to the poet, wind is very powerful. It can break the shutters of the window, scatter the papers, throw the books down from the shelves and tear their pages. When it blows violently, it brings clouds. It mocks the weak and destroys their homes. But the poet is not dismayed. He realizes that when wind scatters everything, people build strong houses, those who can face the challenges of life. Poet suggests that we should face the challenges, obstacles, hardships with courage, grit, and firm determination. Wind is a symbol of problems, obstacles, hardships of life. So we should face them and never give up. We should deal with them with courage and boldness without fear. Next, we have reference to context. Extract from the poet. Wind, come softly. Don't break the shutters of the windows. Don't scatter the papers. Don't throw down the books on the shelf. Who is the poet addressing in the above lines? The poet is addressing the wind in the above lines. How does the poet want the wind to blow? The poet wants the wind to blow gently without causing destruction. What has the wind done to the books? Wind has thrown the books down from the shelf and torn the papers. Name the poetic device used in the above lines. Apostrophe, wind, come softly. Anaphora, don't break the shutters of the windows. Don't scatter the papers. Don't throw down the books on the shelf. So these are the poetic device. Question number 2. First we have the extract. There, look, what you did. You threw them all down. You tore the pages of the books. You brought rain again. What is the poet's tone in the above lines? The poet remonstrates with the wind. He accuses the wind of making mess because the wind has caused destruction. What has the wind done? The wind has thrown down his books from the shelves and has torn them. What has the wind brought with it? The wind has brought rain with it. Name poetic device used in the lines. So the poetic device is personification. We already have discussed about personification. Personification is a poetic device when a non-living thing is referred to as a living object. So here the poet is addressing the wind to blow slowly, gently, as if it is a human being and it will listen to the commands. So the poet is addressing the wind like a mischief maker. Next extract. There, look what you did. You threw them all down. You tore the pages of the books. You brought rain again. You are very clever at poking fun at weaklings. Whom is addressed? What is the figure of speech? So definitely the poet is addressing the wind and it is personification because the poet is saying you tore the pages of the books. Usually we address you when it is a human being. You brought rain again. So it looks as if the wind has been personified to a living object. So it is personification. What kind of destruction does wind cause when it blows hard? When the wind blows hard, it destroys everything. It breaks the shutters, scatters the papers, throws the books and tears the pages of the books. So a lot of destruction is caused. What word is repeated and why? You is repeated as the poet accuses the wind of wrecking chaos. Chaos is utter a lack of order and systematic arrangement, total destruction. What does the wind symbolize? Definitely, it symbolizes the challenges and difficulties and problems we face in life. Next extract. You are very clever at poking fun at weaklings. Frail, crumbling houses, crumbling doors, crumbling rafters, crumbling weed, crumbling bodies, crumbling lives, crumbling hearts. The wind god winnows and crushes them all. So who is clever and what is he or she clever at? The wind is clever. And what is he clever at? To make fun of the weak. Whatever is weak, the wind will make fun of. And how does it make fun? By scattering and throwing them down and creating a lot of chaos. How does the wind make fun of weaklings? The wind makes fun of the weaklings by crumbling them. What does the wind god do to the weak? The wind god separates the weak from the strong. Wind respects the strong who stand boldly and face. Wind likes them but crushes and crumbles the weak. What should we do to make friends with the wind? So if we have to make friends with the wind, what are we supposed to do? To make friends with the wind, we need to build strong houses with firm doors. We should also make ourselves physically and mentally strong by building strong, firm bodies and having steadfast hearts. So this we have to do, because in everybody's life difficulties and problems will come. We cannot give up or run away. We have to be physically and mentally strong, and we have to make our bodies firm and have a steadfast heart which does not give up easily. Some more questions. What are the things wind does in the first stanza of the poem? The wind breaks the doors of the window, scatters the paper, throws down the books on the shelf. It also tears the pages of the books and brings rain. So have you seen anybody winnowing grain? Definitely. Nowadays you are enjoying COVID vacation, and if you just go or walk into a field, you can see what is winnowing, and definitely in the picture you can see the women are winnowing. So you must have seen the women winnowing grain in the village. People winnow grains to remove the straws, chaff, dust which are found in the grain. Why does the poet suggest the people that they have to be strong? According to the poet, wind is very powerful. It has power to break the shutters of the windows, scatter the papers, and throw the books down the shelf. When it blows violently, it brings the clouds. It mocks at the weak and destroys their homes. The weak persons are really helpless before the wind. But the poet is quite hopeful. He thinks that when people build strong houses, they can challenge the wind. Actually, the poet suggests, so the poet actually wants people to become strong at heart also, and also physically. He says that never give up in life, because weak persons cannot face the challenges of life. Only people with strong hearts have the courage to face the challenges of life. Next question. How can you say that the poet of the poem Wind is a lover of mankind? Definitely he is encouraging everybody to become strong physically and mentally. So he loves the mankind. The poet wants to make people strong at heart. His desire is that they should be bold enough to face the challenges of life. When we have strong houses, we can protect ourselves from the angry wind. In the same manner, when we have strong heart, we can face the challenges of life. Only the weak persons are defeated by the problems of life. Similarly, poet wants people should face the challenges of life and make their life happy. His thoughts show that he is really a great humanist. His heart is filled with compassion for mankind. So those who think about all mankind, definitely they will want the people to be strong mentally and physically. Wind is a symbol of power and strength. How can we make friends or befriend it and survive in our struggle for existence? The wind symbolizes the uncontrollable raw power of nature. So man is helpless before nature. There are many things, calamities and destructions caused by nature, and before that, man is definitely helpless. Wind is one of them. The wind god symbolizes strength and steadfastness. Weaklings who are weak in mind and body are swept away by the mighty power of the wind. Only those who are blessed with steadfast minds and hearts survive in the bitter struggle of life. The poet gives a broader message. Whatever we do or think must be on the foundation of strength and power. Only strong minds and bodies can face the anger of the wind and challenges of life. If we do friendship with wind, what should we do? We should build strong homes and doors. We can win the favor of the wind by becoming physically fit and mentally strong. Definitely, wind will not be able to do anything. Value based question. What is the value we learn? So, what moral lesson do we learn from the poem Wind? The poem Wind is full of moral lessons. So, actually, the poem is very beautiful. Why? It teaches us moral lessons of life. The poet has poured out the heart in the present poem. He says that people must be strong at heart because only the weak at heart are troubled by difficulties. Very beautiful message has been given. If you have a strong heart, nothing can disturb you. Even the biggest challenges, you will face it boldly and come out in flying colors. Here, wind symbolizes the difficulties which have the power to devastate life on earth. So, wind has the capacity to destroy everything on earth. But if strong winds blow in our life and if we have physical and mental toughness, definitely we will face all the challenges and come out with flying colors. We will face them boldly and nothing will disturb or destroy us. So it's a very good moral that has been conveyed through the poem Wind. What is it? We should never be troubled by difficulties. In case difficulties arise, we should face them boldly and courageously. Thank you. Have a nice day.